Alphatyler's ATRL after party. It's Thursday nights. Alphatyler's ATRL is the only place to be, so we're throwing an after party to hang out and chill and talk about things. If I know you and we've talked before, you're free to hit the stream up, but I think I can only have 6 people at a time, and I leave a spot for Alpha, although he said tonight that he's not going to be here long because he has to work tomorrow.
I'm half asleep already.
Well, go to sleep, child. You don't have to be here. You can go to sleep.
Excuse me. Of course, I'm going to say I'm tired, but I'm still going to support. Jeez.
I didn't say you weren't supporting. I'm just saying, if you're tired, don't stay up on my account. Go get you some sleep.
Do you
I
want me out of here?
No, I'm telling you, I appreciate you, but if you're going to be tired and fall asleep while on the stream, you need to go.
You really think
down.
I'm going to fall asleep? No, I'm not 50 years old.
Well, I am. I'm 53, so
that's why.
What you saying about that? And hey, Golden.
I don't relate to you.
Just waiting for everybody else to show up. We've got 4 lurkers. Or 4 people, I should say, so 3 lurkers.
Oh.
Golden hashtag no sleep.
I wish I can't sleep, dude, because that sucks. I could sleep for days.
Yeah.
They don't know what's causing it.
You have your blood sugar checked?
Yeah, it's fine. It's usually average of 75 when I wake up. They thought I was anemic. They thought it was the blood sugar. They thought it was the lack of sleep, but I could sleep for days. I did a sleep study, and I could fall into a deep sleep on average of 5 minutes after closing my eyes. It's fast.
See, with me, I find that I get the most tired when I've had like a lot of carbs and sugars because I'm diabetic. It spikes my blood sugar. So,
yeah.
But then when I sleep, for some reason, my blood sugar comes down. I guess it's the metabolism when I'm sleeping.
They gave me Atrl. Tater said, OMG, let me in for F's sakes.
Okay, I didn't see everybody up.
Yeah, what the fuck ever.
No, I didn't. I'm still new to restream, and I didn't get an alert that y'all were back there.
Dude, you just added me in right when I left the message. Let the brown boy in.
You're welcome. Hey, Heather.
By the way, happy birthday, Heather. Though I may or may not be here Sunday because I got to make a birthday cake.
Happy birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Go, Heather. Go, Heather. It's your birthday. We're going to party. And going to sip Bacardi. How does that 50-cent thing go? Go, Shorty. It's your birthday. We're going to sip Bacardi. And we don't give a fuck because it's your birthday.
Actually, it's we don't give a fuck. It's not your birthday is the lyric.
How is your birthday?
Oh, well, I don't fucking know, Jay. Hello.
No, I'm just saying.
When I was in the club listening to that shit, I was drunk. So I don't fucking know. I was just like, yo.
Hi, Victoria. And you're welcome, Heather. If you were in the Discord, then Sunday night for your birthday, we could do a movie night and watch whatever movie you wanted.
Aloha, Golden. Aloha, Victoria.
Or I could say we don't do that.
I will be the first one to admit, y'all, I am only in Discord on Sunday nights if it's a movie that I somewhat have an interest in, and if it ain't, I ain't fucking there. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, not
like I said,
sorry.
we don't do that on the Discord. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
But I also don't really watch a lot of movies, so.
It's all good. Hey,
Now, if
somebody
y'all
else
are
is here,
down to
finally.
watching some like fucking rabbit hole documentaries, I'm all in for that shit. But movies, fuck that shit.
Out there. Welcome back,
Hey, so
Jason.
who's got
Yay.
the fucking cats?
So what now?
It's
You
Is it
heard cats
probably
Quincy?
meowing.
Jay. Yeah, JV.
That's my cat.
I was fucking fixing to say, Alyssa, are you the old cat lady over there? Goddamn,
No,
calm
I
your
don't.
pussy
First
down.
off,
I
it's only
can't. I
one
don't have
cat. It's only one cat, and I only see this cat when I'm at work.
He's a one pussy motherfucker.
Well, hey, isn't that what the ladies want? You know what I mean? A guy that's loaded only one pussy.
Honk, honk.
the
I mean,
cricket
I'm just
says it
saying.
all.
Yeah, I ain't lying. I'm smoking a bowl. Gonna finish my tequila sunrise or sunset sunrise. Are they called sunrises or sunsets? I don't fucking know. And I'm gonna
There's
go
one
jump
of
in the
each.
shower.
There's a tequila
Is there one
sunrise
of
and a
each?
tequila sunset.
Okay, well, I don't know which is the difference, but
Right.
sweet.
I think it's like a different alcohol in each of them
Well,
that's
being
added
how they're
to.
called tequila, I don't think it's going to be a different alcohol. Just maybe one is with orange and one is with pineapple. One is with grenadine, one is not. Like, it's got to be
Something
the
like that.
tequila.
Something like that. But I'm saying I think it has more than just tequila in it. Alcohol wise is what I was getting at.
Yeah. Somebody look that up. Google that shit.
You know,
Where's my
fireman.
assistant
Hi, how
now?
are you? He says so. With the nut cat, Jason Golden saying get some pussy protection at work.
Hey, y'all say what you want about this pussy, but of all the pussies that I had in my life, this one is the most loyal.
Right.
Oh, pussy control. Man, I haven't heard that song in forever. I know it's going to get played on
Put my camera on.
next week's
You can
live
if you
stream.
want.
Trying to see if I could turn my camera around so y'all can see this cat.
I don't
Yeah,
need to look
you
at
can just
pussy.
turn the phone around and show the cat.
It'll be harder to tell though if I'm actually showing you the cat or not.
Listen to the crickets. Jason, just turn your fucking camera around. I mean, like your phone
I'm
around.
trying to turn my camera around, Tater.
I didn't mean camera, your phone. Just we're tired of looking at your big fat finger, okay? Like,
Well, don't
There
look
you
at my
go.
finger then.
I'm
He's,
dead.
he's
I'll
rubbing
put
his
it in the
pussy
booty
man.
hole.
pet that pussy, pet it.
I will.
Okay, people, y'all need to chat in the chat so I can see. I'm fixing to go.
I'm waiting for Alpha to get here too. We have 6 viewers on YouTube. At least is what they're saying. Golden
So how
Fireman,
is
Victoria, Heather.
oh, is fireman here? Hey, yo, by the way, fireman, no disrespect. It's just that's what I took it as is like, oh, he's got money, so he can't be country. It's like, hold up. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Because if you look at some of those cowboys, man, you look at their horse trailers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just
Oh,
saying, it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap.
right,
You gotta have
right.
some debt going in there.
Oh, and Heather says the sunrise has grenadine and sunset has blackberry liqueur.
Why can't I see what Heather is
Man,
saying?
why can't I say it?
I
No,
know
I
you're
meant
chatting.
see it. Like it. I'm looking at chat, but I don't see. I mean, I just see yo psycho lover.
You gotta scroll down.
I have scrolled down. That's what I see. Oh, maybe I need to scroll up. Why do you guys
That too.
scroll up and not down? Like
I don't
that's
know.
fucking weird. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys, if I'm.
It's all good. It's a different platform than I normally use, so I understand
Oh,
it
okay.
takes some getting used to. Because
Well,
I usually use
technically, I had.
Restream, and I'm using, I usually use StreamYard, but I've been using Restream lately because I had gotten to the point where StreamYard was trying to make me pay money to continue because I had gone over my limit of time and said fuck it, and I went to StreamYard
That
free
is so
service,
lame.
or I mean free
So
the Restream for the free service.
no, I didn't block you, Heather. I was scrolling down and like on, you got to scroll up, I guess. I don't know how to put it. It's weird. Okay. But by the way, Heather, so I did not have either then because I didn't have grenadine. All I had was uh, cherry juice. That sounds so gross. What is it? Maraschino cherry in the
Yeah,
juice.
Maraschino,
So
yeah.
I poured some of that and pineapple and tequila and threw a cherry in there and was like, ta da! So I did not block you, Heather, by the way. I don't block nobody. I mean,
Not good.
fucking ignore you, but I don't block you. There's a difference. But I
Right?
wasn't even ignoring her either. I was scrolling
Hmm.
the wrong way.
I get you. Alpha must be taking one of his infamous poops.
Though I
With
will
his
have to
beta
say there's a lot
bladder.
of motherfuckers in this world I want to block. Woo, they
Hmm.
dissing the Jesus patience in me. Actually, one of them told me the other day, like, well, what would Jesus do? And I was like, I wish y'all bitches would quit asking what Jesus would do. I am not Jesus, okay? I am Tater. I don't know what the fuck Jesus would do because I am not Jesus. Go ask Jesus what he would do. But in the situation that I'm in, what Jesus would do would be knock the shit out of you.
Right? Oh, I understand that, Victoria. It's just I'm not on a computer, so I can't do the music. But when artists come on for my interviews, I ask them if they're on a computer, and if they do, then we play their music because he can. Golden, that's my answer to you.
Oh my God.
And Heather said she was joking, which we all knew.
Does anybody want two fucking dogs? I'll be more than happy to ship these motherfuckers to y'all.
Nope.
That's funny.
No,
Oh my
thank you.
God.
Yeah.
I've had my fill of dogs.
Lala, bitch, what the
Mm.
fuck are you barking at? Like, stop.
And that's exactly why I won't keep a dog anymore.
My
They bark too damn much.
my dogs never bark. Well, yeah, both of my dogs don't bark.
Our
It's
our last dog
weird.
only barked when somebody was like either walking by the house or coming up to the house.
Oh no, that's lovely. Anytime they can be on the other side of the fucking street, just minding their own damn business. But boy, we're gonna let everybody fucking know. And it's like, would y'all quit barking? They ain't even doing nothing. But
Yeah,
once
when
she
we used
gets
to
in
put
their
him out in the
bedroom,
backyard to go to the bathroom, he wouldn't really bark unless there was other dogs in the backyards adjacent to us, and then he'd bark at them. But if no other dogs were out, then he'd just go out, do his business, and then come right back in when he was ready.
okay, well, I'm sending them to you,
And
Heather, since you love dogs. And mind you, they're
Hmm.
rescues. We rescued both of them.
you
I
don't want
love
them.
Zoe. You can't have Zoe, but you can have Lola because she barks all the fucking time. You heard me. That's John's dog, fucking Lola. And I will have to say what's so funny is when he got her, she freaking everything that she's ever chewed up, including a what, $400, $300 pair, $400 pair of sunglasses, has been John's. Hallelujah.
so, so not Heather, but Tater. With the prisoner exchange today, do you think that was just a publicity stunt to help
Oh
the
fuck
Democrats
yeah!
try to get people back?
They're trying to do all that shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello. They had Megan the Stallion. You know, they're trying to pander for the vote, which was really
Hmm.
going to be sad. Is for the most part, it'll win. You know what I'm saying? Because people are fucking
Yeah.
stupid, and it is what it is.
Trump's still got a slight margin, but I think that the prisoner exchange, they're going
It's
to try to
obvious
trap
he's gonna
that
win.
with it being such a historic event that Biden did it and Harris is the VP, that they're going to swing a chunk of the people that were
Well,
Democrats that left and the independents that were left leaning to begin with that had slightly
I
gone
don't
right
think
for
so.
Trump back over.
I don't. I mean, honestly, I don't really think so. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, honestly, this is how I'm going to look at it. I'm going to just be right out. It might get you
Mhm.
barred on fucking YouTube, but we all
I
know
don't care.
2020. If people say the
I
election was not
am.
stolen, they're fucking lying. There's total proof, and not only in the records of the ballots, but just denying information about Hunter's laptop and the
Oh yeah,
anyway, let's. So we all know that 81 million people did not vote for fucking Joe Biden. Okay, we know
right.
that.
That was
So do
And
you
a
real.
lot
really
of the
think,
swing
though?
states, they had lawsuits that proved that they counted ballots they weren't supposed to.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So do you really honestly think? Because to me, I mean, I'm not for sure if there's any Democrats or liberals or independents out there that are leaning towards that side. I mean, y'all all voted for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. You did not vote for Kamala Harris and fucking whoever she decides to pick for her VP. So I think it's just an injustice. But,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not the one that voted for him, so I don't have to give two shits about it.
right,
Because either way, no matter if Trump wins, no matter if fucking Biden or Kamala wins, it doesn't change the fact that it doesn't affect my life because I don't
right,
allow it. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like
I
it
feel you.
is what it is. They're not going to save the world. We all know it. So I'm not even going to worry about it. And she's not
I feel
African.
you.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I
so if the
I feel
black
you.
people want to sit here, because we all know real black people, like black people question other black people's blackness because of the color of their skin. If it's too
Hmm.
light, all that good stuff. If you've been around any black folks in your life, you know this shit exists. And I ain't trying to fucking be mean. It just is what it is. And so, if they want to fall for the bullshit, and this is the reason why the black folk are still in the same fucking predicament they've been in, is because they're fucking stupid. Because for some reason, they are stupid. If you're going to sit here and go vote for her because she's black, like you did Obama, then you're just as racist as somebody who didn't vote for Obama because you're black. Point
Well,
blank,
Jay,
traders, end of story.
hope you had fun with this channel while you still had it.
I
But it's the
enjoy
truth. If
conversation.
you only voted for Obama because he was black, then you're just as racist as the person who voted because he wasn't, only because he was black. You get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
People don't look at
The
policies.
Yeah, the only
So,
time I
because,
voted for Obama is when he was running against. I think it was Obama was running against Dole. It might have been Clinton. I don't remember. That was the only time I voted against the Republican. Was there was I think one time with Clinton and one time with Obama, and it was basically I hated the Republican uh, candidate. And all of the libertarian independents, all they wanted to do was legalize marijuana, or they had socialist and or communist agendas that I didn't agree with. So
I approve of
those,
miracle marijuana. Let's talk about that.
those two times I voted Democrat, but most of the time I vote Republican or a third party.
Who got a
well, what's
siren?
funny is living in Hawaii and you
Me,
talk,
but it's like a mile and a half away.
I mean, it's pretty loud on our end.
Only because you have your volume up.
Nah, it's really loud. I hear it too.
Thank you.
hey,
It's the noise suppression type of depends. Like, so, not noise suppression. Like, sometimes phones pick up very small, quiet
Oh yeah,
things, which is crazy.
I know. Yeah, and like I said,
It doesn't bother me though.
it
Doesn't
was
bother me.
literally like probably a half a mile to a mile away, going in the opposite direction of where I live. So you don't hear it now.
Well,
Mm-mm.
welcome to
No,
being.
I will tell you what we hear is that damn train. That shit's loud.
I didn't have a train, and I usually mute when there's a train. Jason had the train tonight.
Oh.
And I agree with you, firemen. They are bullshit because you wonder who they actually ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, again, I'm just going to try to tell y'all, like, if y'all believe in there's actually going to be a Democratic fucking election, you got another thing because that shit went out the window in
No,
2020.
we all know Trump's gonna win. Let's move on.
I don't think, I mean,
He
I
is.
just
Trust me.
really.
Just trust me.
I mean, I'm hoping he wins, but
Oh, I'm
we
pulling.
shall
Like,
see
don't
come
get me
election time.
wrong. I'm not
Yeah.
going to sit here
This man
and.
apparently ain't been watching at all night. That's what Alphatyler said.
I mean, Kamala is not a well-liked person. She's just not.
Hello, welcome to your after party.
It's cool. I
Jerk
only
face.
sat backstage for like 10 minutes. We're good.
Yeah, well, like I told them
He just
whenever I
wanted
let them
everyone's
up,
opinion.
I didn't get a notification that you were back there until you typed something in the back chat, and then I finally saw it.
I was just hearing you guys out. I think it's funny that Jay has admitted his allegiance to the Democratic Party now. It's been for a while because you were talking about voting for Clinton against Bob Dole. It's been a
I said
while.
I voted
Which
for a
which
Democrat
which
twice.
which, which political party was it that founded the KKK?
Fuck off, Alpha. There was two times I voted for Democrats, and it was only because
I
I hated the
mean,
Republican at the time.
never mind. I'm not getting
And
into it.
every other time that I voted since Reagan, I've been voting
I
Republican
don't care.
or
You
third
still
party.
crossed the
That's not
line.
true. You voted for Clinton against Bob Dole. That's not every election since Reagan.
Besides those few, like I said, there was two times I voted Democrat and a few other times where I voted third party. But
Listen,
most of the
I
other
ain't mad.
times,
I ain't mad. You can vote for whoever you want to. I'm not a Republican, so I don't care.
I can
I know
honestly
I'm a
say I've
centrist. I'm just
never in
saying.
my life voted for a
Here's
Democrat because
here's
I'm not a racist.
here's the thing.
Just
I
saying.
see I see Heather in the chat, and Heather's got it absolutely right. Here's the bottom line. It don't matter. Y'all need to go to the fucking polls. Like, let's stir this shit up. Like, let these motherfuckers say this shit. Oh, Trump's gonna lose because he said Kamala ain't black, whatever. Like, fucking stir this shit up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
get
But
out
what
and vote,
I
because that's
don't
the
think you.
biggest problem. This country would never vote for a fucking Democrat again if people would just show up and vote.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's really funny is I don't know if you heard what I said, but if any earlier about that of Kamala ain't black or whatever, we all know that black people judge other black people on the color of their skin, their
Yeah,
accent. If they act white, then they
yeah,
trying to
no,
be white. Like
yeah.
if they don't talk Ebonics, like come on.
That was where
Y'all
you
need to
were
get
when
in
I
the
joined.
hood if you ain't been in the hood. I'm
Just
sorry.
just for context on how long I was backstage, that's what you were saying when I jumped in here. Um, yeah, no, I feel that. I mean,
But it's true. I'm not saying all black people do that. I'm saying there are black people that do that, that judge other people if they're darker, if they're lighter, if
no,
they
I'll say most
have
people do
better
like that.
accents, better education. It's
I'll say most people do, and whatever. Like, people can get mad at me if they want. I don't really care. Like, yeah, most black people do judge people based on those categories, like you just said. Like, especially like dark skin versus light skin, how they talk, whatever.
how they
And it,
act.
and it
If they
is
ain't
what
got
it
no
is.
sense.
It's just like it's no different than like the conversation earlier in the Discord, it's no different than that. Like country, hillbilly, redneck, like we do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to it, we judge
Well,
people. It was just like, so Fireman made that statement earlier in the Discord that kind of like sparked you to say something. And then I made the video putting a dip in my mouth and stuff like that. And it's like, here's what it is. we
That's funny.
run each other the same way. Like everybody within their categories do that shit. At the end of the day, the problem that it comes back to is people get too much caught into their definition of a certain sub whatever. I am who I am. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, yes, I was raised fucking dirt broke in the fucking country. Um, I
Okay,
was,
there, Eminem.
I, bro, you can go back. Like we got Christmas money from fucking tobacco sales, and we paid our bills with everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like
I know.
Don't forget the dollar store
I'm just
present.
saying. You
like
said I am whatever I am, and I'm like,
I
okay,
I
there you
I
go, Eminem.
I get giddy as shit today that I can afford. Like today, I went to the fucking butcher shop and bought a rack of lamb ribs. Right? I get
Mm-hmm.
giddy as shit that I can go to the butcher shop and buy that shit because when I was a kid, my parents could not do that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like what we were eating was something that was in the freezer, and hopefully we killed it recently.
Facts.
I got sunflower seeds in my mouth and I just spit one on myself. But like that's the thing, man. Like this
You a
shit,
grown child, you.
we absolutely get caught up in shit like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But Baker acted, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
I
Back
think she's getting baked,
oh.
and she had
Have
said that
fun.
she had to be up in like 4 or 5 hours. So
Have fun.
have a good one, Alyssa.
But that's the thing, like everybody does it. Here's the thing. We need to realize there's not even like racism is the smallest issue that's going on in this country, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
there is less prejudice from me as a white man to you as a black person or a brown person in Jason's case, you know. There's less
Mm-hmm.
prejudice in that dynamic than there is like in uh like country to country. You know what I'm saying? Like country person to country person or black person to black person. The fact is racism could be dead in America today if we would let it be dead.
It
Mm-hmm.
was almost dead in the late '80s, early '90s
Mhm.
because we were all against it and nobody wanted to perpetuate it.
Well, and I think again, when you have real conversations,
Mm-hmm.
and like
Yeah.
Tyler can have the real conversation, because when you live in Hawaii,
Hmm.
you are the minority. They
Mhm.
hate you because you're white.
Mhm.
And to have that concept that because you are lighter skinned and look like Captain Cook, you're some kind of evil person.
Well, that
It's just
and
frustrating when people say only white people are racist. And it's like, well, obviously I mean, like, okay. I mean, and I'm not bitching about it. Like, hey, I mean, I joke about being a Howie because I am a Howie. As long as I'm not a
yeah.
fucking Howie, I'm good. As soon
Here's
as
the
somebody
thing.
calls me a fucking Howie, it's going to be fighting words.
Here's the thing. I know, and you know, again, because of living in Hawaii, I know what it feels like to be a minority in a place. Okay. I know what it feels like. I also know how to work around it and be like productive while doing and interacting and whatever. Like, that's the thing. If you've been the minority, you can understand that. And you can also understand how you can survive and fucking work around it. Like, no, I'm not saying that I know what it's like to be a black person and to have my family teach me about generations of slavery and all that. Like, it's different, but again, you're indoctrinated. No one is born into generations of slavery in America today.
Yeah, we ended slavery almost 100 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I will have to say that we ended slavery, but I will also have to say that we are slave to the corporate dream.
Oh,
Like we all,
absolutely.
I mean, we
Every
all are
every
slaves.
American is a slave to the
Sorry.
corporate system.
And I think every
100%.
human, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you're not one of the 1%, you are technically kind of like a slave if you have to answer to somebody.
Well, even the 1% is still.
And on the
I mean, and honestly, you can
generational
like,
slavery with you know the African American community is like back
Let's
in
not use
the
that term. Can we not use that term? Because again, African American is wrong because you're talking about black people. But if the black people that you're talking about are Jamaican or whatever, they come
whoa,
from
whoa,
the
whoa.
Caribbean. They don't come from
but
Africa. Stop.
but
But I
but the
hate to be
reason I
mean, there
use
are
that
African
nomenclature,
Americans
hold
that are
on,
white.
hold
I'm
on. The
sorry.
the reason I use that
You're right
nomenclature
though.
is the point that I was about to make is back in the 70s or 80s, the United States bought a part of Africa
Hmm.
called, I believe,
I
Nigeria,
just,
and allowed
Liberia.
every, every freed slave to go there if they wanted to and set it up as
Uh-huh.
their own country. And hardly anybody wanted to do that.
So it
So
was it was it
there's
was
no
a long
generational slavery.
it was a long time before you put the term on it. You said the 70s. It was a lot older than that. I think Teddy Roosevelt maybe was the president who did that. That would have been the like literally 1900. Um
Yeah, I don't
so
remember when, but
anyway, it was Liberia, and
Mhm.
any reconstituted slaves who went there basically were making rubber for Firestone. So
Right.
yeah,
But
you're not wrong, but at the end of the day, it's a shitty situation. Like, stay here. Here's the thing: it doesn't matter because this whole conversation boils down to stop being racist, and racism dies on all sides of it. Stop being
but I
racist,
got a
and
question.
racism will die.
I don't
Didn't
understand that,
freaking
Mandy.
didn't Martha Luther King Jr.
That's
himself
hilarious, Mandy.
says, I have a dream that one day I will be judged on my character and
Hmm.
not
Yes.
my color? Isn't that what he says?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, or is that
He
a
dreamed the other
Mandela
day
effect and
where
I'm just believing, I mean, I'm just
yeah
buying into some. So
yeah,
yeah
no,
even him say,
his
judge me by my works, not by my skin color, which
right.
yep.
I think right now, most of us
Hey
that are
Layman.
in this day and age, we're not talking
Hey
about
Dan
the
Houdini.
60s,
Right.
we're talking about now, that
Hmm.
it don't matter what color, what religion, what race, whatever. If you show me respect and respect my culture, I
Yeah.
ask the
Well,
same that you
that's
respect
what
my
it should
culture
be.
and my views. We all get along.
That's what it should be, but that's not what we get, unfortunately.
And Layman, if you want to hop up into the live, feel free to hit the link and come on up.
Here's the biggest problem: reverse racism is so culturally accepted in America that
Hmm.
you're wrong for calling it reverse racism.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Mandy? Your comment about the African American that's your neighbor, or that they told you should call them that because they're your neighbor? I get it. I just think that's
Yeah,
hilarious
no, 100%. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's stupid.
because she lives in the Netherlands. That's not America.
They're literally not an African American. Like,
Exactly.
They're an African Netherland. Okay,
Yep.
people.
Exactly.
or maybe they're just a black citizen of the Netherlands.
Hmm.
Maybe they're
Yeah.
from Jamaica.
It might
That's
be.
what I'm
Well,
saying. Like,
I
Or
like
just hate it
and
that people don't
here's the
they
thing.
may have
understand.
been born and
It's
raised in a country around them. You never know.
it's weird as fuck that we choose to make skin color a designator anyway. It's like,
It is weird.
dude,
Yeah.
like people are black, white, brown. Like some people are kind of yellowish.
Especially if you
Especially
got
dudes.
jaundice.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially dudes whose livers are going out, like they're really yellow, you
I
know,
was going
like
to say, I haven't never seen no yellow skinned motherfuckers, but
mm-mm.
unless they got some massive liver issues, but
But
I've
Mm-hmm.
right now,
seen
Tyler
some.
looking a little pinkish.
I've seen some
I
orange
stay pinkish.
motherfuckers that because they tan crazy and shit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you
Hey,
know.
Donald Trump,
Oh, Donald Trump wasn't the first
the
one I ever
orange
saw
man.
that was orange. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying he is one of those orange man.
He
I
do
love
be
how
keeping
when
up that spray tan though.
I love
Mm-hmm.
how when people are accusing him of being racist, the first insult they would go to after establishing supposedly he's racist is his skin tone being orange.
Yep.
Can we all just agree real quick? My man killed that fucking interview with
Yes,
the
he
with the
did. He's like, you just have no
The
clue.
Black Caucus.
Don't
Yeah.
I
even
still need to
say
watch that
hi.
interview.
Like, I thought I was in the South. Like, you're supposed to be hospitable. Even if you hate them, you still have to say, bless your little fucking heart. Like, where is this bitch from? She
That
must
little
not be
fucking
from
heart.
Atlanta. She must not be from Atlanta.
Listen, that shit was fantastic. I'm
It
sorry.
was.
Like I watched that
Call me a
shit.
racist.
I kept seeing all these dumbasses on MSNBC and shit say like, "Oh, he was way out of line. He was wrong." I was like, mm-mm.
But y'all do it to y'all.
Yep. Mhm.
"Oh, we lost her."
Yep. But I had asked Herb, so I'll ask you. What do you think about what I had posted in the general about the prisoner swap that happened today? Being
What about
basically just a publicity stunt to help the Democrats try to win back some of the people that they've lost.
Well, I don't give a fuck what it is. It makes us look weak as fuck.
I know.
absolutely?
Like at the end of the day, it's lame. No matter how you look at it, I don't.
Mhm.
So to some people, it might look as a power play by the Democrats. That's fine. It's weak. It's whack. We should not have agreed to that.
Right. HBR, how you doing? You're free to jump up also as well as Layman if you want.
Don't think we are
Participate in the
as
conversation.
obsessed about race as USA, but that might be me as a white Dutch woman. No, the fact is, most of the world is not as obsessed with race as the USA is, and that's the problem. Like in the US, we let race define way too much shit.
Exactly, Fireman, that too.
Mm-hmm.
Fireman said, don't forget the plea deals they did for the people that was part of 9/11.
Tedder said, "Let her in."
Okay.
Damn, that was like really weird. I think that they hated me speaking truth.
Oh,
YouTube
that
was
did.
like, nope, bitch, you ain't gonna be able to reconnect for a bit. You've been censored.
And
Jay, you
again,
barely.
HBR, I'm only gay for you on Thursdays.
There you go.
And that's the thing. It's like I don't think like it just it frustrates me because I don't even know. Like I don't care what color you are. I really don't. And I don't know how to
Mm-mm.
prove it. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I got a
No,
half Caucasian or I don't know how half, but he's
There's no way
Chinese.
to prove it because they
He's
always move the goalpost on
Hawaiian.
you.
here's
He's
here's the thing. You don't have to prove it. I want everybody, whether you're white, black, brown, Asian, it don't fucking matter what color you are. I want everybody to pause real quick. Just take a deep
true
breath
that.
and listen to me when I say, you don't have to prove shit. Listen, stop worrying about who is what color, whether what I say offends this color, these people, this, whatever. It does not fucking matter.
Nope.
The
Hi,
second
Spencer.
we all collectively stop worrying about who we're talking to, who's hearing us talk, whatever the case, the minute we stop worrying about all that shit, racism dies. Racism is dead. Then we can look at the people who actually care about it and be like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit. Fuck that.
Yep. Yep.
Like the bottom line is, I don't give a fuck what color you are. we will interact as humans, as men, as women, whatever. Like, we will interact human to human. And if you're a piece of shit, I'm gonna call you a piece of shit. It has nothing to do if you're black. It does not damn matter.
I'm doo-doo colored.
Colored.
Fucking Larry.
By the way, you see the comment I got highlighted, Alpha?
Man beats
Well,
a
because
woman in
this is
private is
okay. Hold
assault
up
when a
before
man
we're
beats a woman on that. That's true though.
okay. Before we're spreading fake news, supposedly this is where I don't understand because when they're like, "Oh, that's fake news," even though prior to that event, a very well-known LBTQ, I can't fucking say alphabet freaking paper wrote a column about the two transgenders, and they literally call them transgender boxers that are in the fucking Olympics this time. Anyway, makes no sense. But she, he, it, they, whatever is intersex. They are, I guess, evidently both, from what I'm understanding.
I give no fucks about the Olympics. They lost my viewership with the opening
Oh yeah, me
ceremony.
too. Like I haven't paid attention. I'm just saying. Supposedly, the girl is really a girl. She's a both. She's both. Okay, so take that how y'all want.
I never
Didn't
cared
Fake
we?
for the
news,
Olympics
not fake
personally.
news.
Didn't we used to in the '90s call those amorphodots or
Yep.
hermaphrodites or something
Yep.
like that?
Hermaphrodites.
Hermaphrodite then.
Hermaphrodites.
If you
So
had
now
both parts.
they're called intersexes. Don't. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying. It's the same thing. You're correct.
Hermaphrodites. Anyway,
But we've changed the language,
Remember The Rock used
and
to
they
call Kevin
have
Kelly that during
way
the
more
Attitude Era?
testosterone.
I don't give a fuck what the politically correct language is. Like at the end of the day, cool. You were born with both shits. Like you, whatever.
Of course you would, Mandy. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not even like I can't. Like, of course you would. Of course you would.
Tyler, remember back during the Attitude Era, The Rock would call Kevin Kelly hermaphrodite?
Mm-hmm. We used to joke about this shit in the '90s. We're all fine.
Fuck yeah, we did.
People get too up in arms, too in their feels about shit like this. Like, whatever, man.
That's the
Just
thing I
weird,
hate
bro.
about today's culture is everybody's all up in their feelings about shit. You
Well,
know,
okay,
and then
but
even
I'm
I do
just
at times
saying,
too.
if
But at the same time,
I was about
I'm
to
from
say,
an
how
era
am I like
where we
anyone I
don't.
know, Jay?
I'm gonna have to disagree because I'm not. Yeah, offended on a national platform of something that I believe in, yeah, okay, I'm not going to be mad because they pissed me off and I'm offended because, for God's sakes, they get offended over the most stupidest shit. I mean, we're literally talking rationality. There's two genders, there's a male, there's a female. If you don't bleed every fucking month from the time you are a teenager until the time you are a middle aged woman, and can give birth, don't mean you can, but have the parts to, you're a fucking woman. And if you got a dick and you got some balls and all that good beardy fucking shit, you're a man. That's all there is to it, point blank, period. And then you got the fucking one of a billionth people like the dude that, or girl or whatever, that beat the girl that has both.
That's a very small minority of the
It's
human
very small
population.
minority for all of us to change our
Or,
fucking goddamn beliefs in
yeah.
fucking science because of
Uh,
a few. Like, I'm
I'm
sorry.
confused about what Golden said.
Oh, the quote that Golden put, that was Tom McDonald posted that on
Oh,
Instagram like yesterday or earlier today
okay,
about assault and all that.
all right. I don't care.
You're a Tom McDonald dick rider, bitch.
No, I'm not.
I saw it. You posted it
Alpha,
first.
Alpha, you've got to know this. You've seen and heard Menace say it. The only dick I ride is yours.
That's true.
That was
That's what
like,
I've heard.
I don't even care how manly you are. That's just fucking gay in a woman's eyes. So please stop.
And
The
kudos to
only
Jay for
dick
coming out of the
riding
closet finally.
anybody should be doing is
All
women.
jokes.
Okay, sorry. Sorry.
Only dick you ride is Menaces.
Oh,
Mhm. I don't care.
As I say, I know you ain't
Yes, you
talking to
do,
me.
and that's how you
I suppose the only
responded.
dick I ride is fucking tater apes, and I ride it good. I ain't gonna lie. Saddle up that horse, and he rides into the city. And I do say, save a horse and ride a fucking cowboy.
Get offended when I order 2 meals from the Chinese restaurant. They give me 1 fortune cookie. No, for real though. Yo, listen, if
Fucking.
you shortchanging me on the fortune cookie, you can fuck right off.
Oh, okay, Larry, I got a question
No.
because I am one of those people. Like, just ask, Larry, what do you think? What do you think about Kamala? Is she black? Like, does she got a black card? I just
No,
want to know. Like, I want to
Hell
know
no.
from a black man. Does she
Kamala ain't
got the
got no
black
damn
card?
black card.
And if
nope.
she
Yeah,
does, then I'll totally. I want to know from a black person I know. I don't want it from somebody I don't even know. I already know what face is.
first of all, that was racist as hell for you to ask Larry.
Yep, it is.
It ain't racist.
Yeah, it is.
It ain't
Why
racist
you asking Larry?
Yeah,
because
why
he's
you gotta ask
black.
Larry? Hope you can ask anyone
Because
else.
he's black? That's
Yeah,
racist.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's beige. Ah.
I want to go
Busted
back.
Tater.
Mandy
Larry, what
said
that
apparently
mean?
people were offended because they misinterpreted the Last Supper or whatever it's called. Yeah, that was the narrative that came out 3 days after the Olympic Commission apologized for portraying the Last Supper poorly. They already acknowledged that that was what they did. Yeah, they like people on the internet found something they could say, oh, it was the Feast of Dionysus. First of all, no, it wasn't.
I know. It even said that's what I've said. I mean, people can try to gaslight what everybody wants to say, but like you said, even the fat girl that played Jesus
Mhm.
deleted the tweet saying she was the Olympic Jesus. So y'all
Well,
say what you
she
want to
she
say,
had she had
play what you
two.
want to play. We all
She
know
had
what the hell it was called.
she had the halo around her head like Jesus always does in paintings too.
The thing I was more
And
offended by was the depiction of the Statue of Liberty crumbling with bullet
Yeah,
holes in
yeah,
it.
that was a problem too. Macron still got owe us an answer for that shit. We shouldn't talk about race. We should talk about race. There's nothing wrong with talking about race. I have zero issue acknowledging that Larry is black. My problem is I'm not gonna ask Larry a question just because he's black. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, just like Jason is Hispanic. I'm
Yep.
not going to ask Jason a question just because he's Hispanic. I'm not going to talk to him about something just because he's Hispanic. I'm going to talk to Jason about something because he's my friend. I'm going to talk to Larry about something because he's my friend. I don't give a shit about whatever.
Yeah.
Before the opening, it was mentioned by the IOC. No, it wasn't. That's absolutely not true.
Actually, they said that the guy that organized that kept what he was going to do a secret until the moment it happened,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
Olympic Committee allowed it
yeah. That's 100% not true.
And by the way,
under
Tyler
artistic
lied.
basis.
I don't identify as a Hispanic. I identify as a beaner. Get it right.
And Larry says, "Yeah, I think she reversed Rachel Dolezal, and it
I'm
moved, so I
closing
couldn't
in
see
the
it."
painting of the Feast of the Gods. I've seen that painting many times. I didn't just learn about it 2 days ago like the rest of the world.
But Larry said, "Yeah, I think she did a reverse Rachel Dolezal. She ate some ribs and got black votes."
I'll tell you this: the blackest thing about Kamala Harris is all the dicks she sucked to get to where she is.
Damn.
I'm being real.
Oh yeah, she's had plenty of big stiff carrots in her life.
Oh yeah,
damn, that was. I didn't say that. I'm just
I
saying.
did. I
I said
did.
it. I will fuck.
And like I said, anybody that I know and talk to on a regular is free
Listen.
to come up on the panel.
If Kamala was like 3 shades lighter, she could be on an episode of Blacked. Okay.
Well, damn.
It's okay. She's Indian. She's not black.
I think the Muslims would be offended by her.
Bro, Indians are not Muslims. They're Hindus. Okay. Let's get regional religions straight here.
I just said Muslims would be offended by her. I didn't say anything else. You added all that extra shit.
No, he was referring to Mandy's comment.
Oh, my
So
bad.
there is a really good breakdown by a guy named Jonathan. How do you say his name? Paget. I don't freaking know. I'll share it with you in the Discord. But talking about the Olympic scene, and he goes into the whole Greek god and breaks it all down. And like he says, okay, so let's say they are doing that too. It just shows how bad or how worse than it actually is.
That's not what
Because
they
it
were
is.
doing. I 100% you can disprove what they were doing by looking at the halo around Jesus's head. Also, you can actually look at the painting of the feast of Dionysus. I don't know.
Dionysus.
Dionysus.
It looks nothing like
I,
the damn.
I got my degree in this shit. It's a complete different fucking picture.
I
Okay.
know. Thank you. There's nothing even remotely the same about the fucking shit. So, and just because you got a degree, don't mean you're better than anybody, Tyler.
I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, but I'm saying I've looked into it. Like I know this shit. You know, like I actually studied this shit, and it's not what it's being portrayed to be.
That's a whole lot of shit.
Then we have Larry's comment here.
With hot sauce, I was embarrassed. Everything's good with hot sauce. Everything's better with hot sauce.
I thought that was what
But
Hillary said.
we don't eat greens till Thanksgiving. Hey, listen. You don't tell me you don't like collard greens, Larry. It ain't even a black thing. That's a South thing. You like collard greens. I do too.
All I can say is y'all can have y'all's chitlins, okay? I can't get on that shit. I can't. Sorry. Love you. But nope. Just like here, I can't do their loco, which is actually like some crazy chitlin and blood shit. So, nope.
And then there's Heather's comment here.
Do it eat greens from someone's bathtub? I mean, it depends on how hot that bathtub was and how much vinegar is going into that bitch. Because I might eat greens out of your bathtub if it was hot enough to get the greens nice and good, and we got some vinegar going in that bitch, and some pork fat.
I started to say he was from he's lived in Hawaii. They eat fucking seaweed and all kinds of crazy ass shit and fucking like he
Listen,
don't care what he
I'm
fucking
willing to
eats.
eat a lot of things, okay? Like
up to and including ass.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna pray for y'all. I'm gonna pray.
Just saying. Don't
No,
knock it
there
until
ain't
the
no just
lovely
saying.
lady in your life, or you, if you are that lovely lady, has experienced it, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with eating ass, y'all.
Yeah, if you tell Todd to eat shit, he'll be ready to oblige.
And then Doom has to chime in.
Yeah.
I have 2 degrees, and neither of them is a master's, so you're wrong out the gate.
What's your dad?
Yo, Gator is the shit, though. If you ain't ever tried Gator, though, Larry, have you at least tried it? Like,
Gator is good, depending on how it's cooked.
If you like chicken, and if you like fish, like chicken with a little bit of a fishy flavor, that's Gator, and it's fantastic.
Okay. Yep. I never had it before.
Great.
Yeah, Gator's good as hell, man.
I have to try one of these days.
Not like the elbow or something, but like get you a good piece of the tail or some of the jaw and shit. Like that shit's good as hell.
Right.
Congo with the toothpick.
Tango.
I didn't deny it involved bullshit.
So, did anybody watch that though? I mean, I was just
What?
wondering if anybody actually watched the concert because it sounded like it was a rap concert
Which concert?
that Kamala put on with Megan the
Hmm.
Stallion. There was some other Atlantic rapper there, and
I
No,
watched
I didn't
Megan
see
the
any of it.
Stallion come out, and like it's funny because Megan the Stallion at Kamala's rally or whatever it was, she couldn't even rap half of her lyrics. She just had to be quiet. Um, my thing is this: like, why is Megan the Stallion like bring Cardi B out? Let's do some WAP. Like, if you really want to, if you want to sell me on some inappropriate songs to vote for you, don't fucking settle at Megan the Stallion tame in a fucking nice business suit and shit. I want Cardi B out looking like a fucking gutter bitch. I want her telling me about that wet ass pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, we want
take it.
some Two Live Crew
Yeah,
and Sir Miss Lot
give me some
and
shit.
fucking Missy Elliott and shit like that. Like, come
Yep,
on.
give me a reason to vote for you.
Yeah, did you hear they're also trying to rebrand all of her stance and say that everything that she was all about prior to becoming a vice president was not her stance, and she's got new stance and
Also,
new policies and shit.
She a whole
she
cat.
was just fake as fuck. Like,
Right?
and until
Oh
hey,
my
all right,
gosh.
guys, I made it to this point based on all this, but it turns out I was being fake about all that until I made it to the point I wanted to be. Now I'm about this. Vote for
Yeah,
me.
because
See, why would they
now
want
she's
to
trying
make
to
the same
say,
person for president? I mean, that makes no damn sense. You lie about everything. You lie about your birthplace of origins. You lie about who you are as a person. You lie about your values, your views, your stance. Bitch, you have no stance. You have no morals, no values, nothing. You bring nothing to the table.
yeah,
Megan was supposed to be for body positive. How does that shit work? She built like a fucking tank. Well, I mean,
I was
not like a
gonna
tank,
say,
but I
like, you
mean,
should have had Lizzo or somebody
yeah.
up there. You shouldn't have had Megan. I mean,
You got you got to get Lizzo out for body positivity. That's your ace in the hole. Like looking at fucking Megan the Stallion for body positivity, they more women ready to kill themselves after they see how good she looks. Like, come on now.
hmm
Uh-huh.
See
shit,
Larry's
I
comment.
remember when freaking Beyonce,
You
or I
really
guess it
did
was
though.
still Destiny's Child, put a ring on it. If you like it,
hmm
put a ring on it. Like that, I'm sorry, Beyonce's legs and her fucking like thighs and just shit. You're like, fuck that bitch, just fuck that bitch.
Yeah, how did we
I
go
want
from
some
if you
thighs
like
like
it, put a
that.
ring on it to WAP as a society?
Well, you see, we no longer value families, which means we no longer value marriage, which means you
Right?
know the ring ain't doing shit now. It's about that wet ass pussy.
hmm
I
True that.
I think you need to revisit the lyrics of "Walk" if you're confused, Jay.
No, I know. I watched Ben Shapiro read the lyrics.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
right. That was
That's so
great.
right.
That was
Ben
hilarious.
Yeah,
Shapiro
it
read
Watching
the
was.
Ben Shapiro
watching a
read the
Hasidic
lyrics.
Jew read the lyrics to WAP was hilarious.
Ben Shapiro read the lyrics to "Wet Ass P Word." Okay, he didn't read the lyrics to "WAP."
Yeah, true that.
I understand, but he put it in the description of I read the lyrics to WAP.
I do think it's hilarious that you can say ass but not pussy. You can say shit like whatever. I've heard this man
Well,
say a lot of
actually, if
bad
you
words.
watch some of his, like, off the, like, even with Rogan, he
Hmm.
even says fuck.
Yeah,
Like, so I don't know why. I mean, again, I guess because he's on other people's platforms, or I
yeah.
mean, I'm just still
He's
really
got to keep
surprised that
his
he actually even read the shit. You know
he's
what
got
I'm
to keep
saying?
his
And giving it attention
he's
because
got to
it.
keep his family friendly. If you paid attention, like when he was going back and forth with Candace Owens, like his shit has to be acceptable for viewers, whereas like you know
Yeah.
what he says is irrelevant. Like outside of it, he's not a good person.
That's also the
Not
issue he had with
not saying that
Crowder.
saying those words makes you a bad person. Just saying like he's not as clean cut as his brand implies.
Right.
Oh no,
And
for
like I
sure.
said, that was his also issue with Louder with Crowder. Crowder did not want to sign his contract, and they went to war because of it.
Well, but see, this is the thing too, is
I
from
think that happens
somebody that
twice.
it's not going to disclose too much, but from somebody that has worked for people
Mm-hmm.
that are in very high places
Mm-hmm.
as a cleaner, as a wash, like cleaning their toilets and shit. You hear shit. And they're not, and they're great people. I'm not even trying to say. I'm just saying they're just like everybody else. They say off the cuff shit.
Tater
They're
about to
not as
pull a
picture
Kanye.
perfect as you would fucking expect because they portray another way. But you get them behind closed doors where nobody else is quote unquote listening. And I'm not going to say they're different people, but they do say things, which is very fucking hilarious.
You about to pull a Kanye? Who's they? Who is the they? Who
I
is they?
can't say they. I mean, I will have to say they
You
were.
heard it here first. Tater is a cleaner for some people that are higher up.
No, not
She takes
anymore.
care of their bad
Who
stuff.
who are the
She makes it go
people that are
away.
higher up? What
And
is the
what's really
classification
funny
of
is
people
they
who
are
are higher up?
Jewish. So that's what's really makes it all
That's
fucking
that's what I
hilarious
was looking
because
for. There we go.
There you go,
and
Alpha.
what's so funny is, and I love them. I mean, like, I don't
No,
work
she
for them
right
anymore
though.
because they actually
Mm-hmm.
have sold their property and they no longer are on. And I will always love them. But it was so funny when that whole Kanye shit happened. They were appalled. And I'm like,
Damn
okay,
Jews.
number one, you gotta go to the black neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't hate all Jews. He hates the people that are in control. And
Right.
let's face it, there's a lot of Jewish people that are in control. Whether you like it or not, it's just how it is. It's not saying all Jewish people.
With dual citizenship there,
Triple citizenship.
Oh
I'm
no!
just saying, like, they're
What
triple.
he's talking about is that dual citizenship, where they can come here from Israel and not pay taxes. There's like a whole loophole where they don't have to pay
Oh,
shit
yeah.
toward America.
But they're not, I mean, like, one's from here, actually born here. Like, they do have, anyway, I'm not going to go on to the whole thing because, and not because
No,
I
no, no.
can't. I never signed an NDA or anything like that. You
I'm
know what
not
I'm
talking about
saying?
them. I'm talking
It's
about
just
Jews
kind
in
of
general.
funny of like, there are, because there were sometimes things that they said, nothing bad, you know what I'm saying? But they were just like, they would cuss or they would say things and you would just, you would think they would not be like that. And you're just like, oh, they're just like us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the words shit and fuck didn't become bad until the New Testament was out for a long time. So their book didn't have that revision yet.
Right.
What's up, wife?
And what's really sad is that to me, Madonna looked so much better when she's not aged gracefully. And we all know why,
No.
because she's had fucking massive plastic surgery. And you're
Oh
just
my.
like, don't get
Right.
me wrong, have a little nip and tuck here if you need to. But she don't look nothing like she did when she was young. Like, I
Right.
don't know. I
Madonna
mean,
was a dime back in the day, though.
fuck yeah, we all remember her crawling across the damn stage like a virgin. Ah. And our parents mortified.
And then she put out that book that was all nudes of herself in different areas.
Actually, the one that I remember her, the biggest one is like a prayer, is when she had the black guy. Like,
Well, no, I'm saying is she put out a book where it was a photograph book
oh yeah,
where she was naked in 90% of the photos, and they were taken in different places, like her hitchhiking down a street and shit like
yeah.
that.
Because I can't
That I
remember
love.
the documentary that she had that
hey,
was.
Hugh Hefner has his ways.
I
I
would
think it was
believe
called Madonna Like a Virgin. Was the
No, it wasn't like a
documentary.
virgin. No. I
I
don't know
don't
what
know,
I'm
man.
absolutely. Oh, okay. About how Madonna looks. I know. You're just like, damn. Because look at Dolly Parton. Okay. Now we all know
Ugly,
she's got bigger
ugly,
titties
fucking
than she used
hideous
to have, but
wildebeest.
she still looks like she did when she was with fucking Porter Wagner. I mean,
I
she's
never thought
actually.
I never thought Dolly was attractive. Like at
I'm
no
not
point in
saying
her
that she was
I
history.
did.
attractive. I'm
I
just
did.
saying is as she's grown, she at least still looks like she was, besides the
Yeah.
bigger tits and
Well,
the
I
smaller
mean,
ones.
really, the only thing that Dolly ever did though was get some fake tits, right?
Yep.
That,
No,
well,
she
no,
got them reduced.
she's had facelifts and tucks. I mean, she's very open about it. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
she wears fake wig. I mean,
Yeah.
hair. Her hair's not real, and so she could be bald for all we fucking know. Like I don't know what her
Yeah.
hair looks like. All I'm
Well,
saying is, if you look at her, she's not changed. Madonna does look nothing like even
yes,
fucking Vogue
Oh,
got
Madonna
her.
looks like a straight up fucking alien.
yes,
Yeah,
Heather. That
like
was the name of the book.
yes, sex. There we go. And that was the documentary too. I do believe.
Okay.
Well, there's a book with a bunch of naked pictures of Madonna called Sex.
Yes.
Because I think that's where she was with
I have
Dennis
research
Rodman.
to
I
do.
don't fucking remember. It was a
Tyler
weird.
has
Actually, I think it
research
was
to
before
do.
Rodman. I think that book came out before Rodman. It was out in like the 80s, I want to say.
This book for sale on Amazon.
Probably. I don't know.
Fucking Tyler.
It was controversial at one time. Nowadays, I'm pretty
Like
sure they're mass publishing it again.
when she was in Suddenly Susan or Desperately Seeking Susan, whatever the fuck that
Hmm.
damn thing is.
It
I
was
just
suddenly
always,
Susan.
I mean, I aspired to be Madonna, even though my parents hated her. You know what I'm saying? Like she was
Hmm.
the devil.
Hmm.
I thought she was pretty. She was strong, independent. I don't know. And then you just look at her now and you're like, ah, this is what happens when there's not a really good, strong male in your life.
She's the great equalizer.
See, and I'm just the opposite. I never thought Madonna was hot at all, but I thought Dolly Parton was.
Oh, you don't have eyeballs? Okay.
No, I have eyeballs. I just like different things than most people.
Nope.
He likes real big honkers, okay?
He just
Yep.
likes big tits and nothing else.
He likes his women a little on the
Although,
trashy side.
yeah,
There's
and although I do like Dolly Parton. My first crush there was Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman.
No, I would tell you
there's
who.
a toddler in us all.
Lita Ford.
I
That,
liked her
I'm
too.
sorry. Let me tell
Hmm.
you, that bitch, I was always used to be like, I ain't gay, but if I was, I would so fuck her. I thought she was beautiful, sexy, I don't know, rebel, could sing, had it
Right.
all. The big hair.
Yep. Lita Ford was my musical crush, like I said, and then Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, was my movie star crush.
Linda Carter. And she
The,
married to a peanut farmer.
I don't know.
no.
She was the original Wonder Woman in the original TV series.
I'm just fucking
That
with
went
you,
over his head. He evidently doesn't know who Carter is.
Jay. Tater's
Isn't
like
her name
Tater's like
June? No,
Tater's
that's
No,
like
I
not.
did.
That's
I
fucking.
got it.
I
I
was
was
like,
just
isn't her name
fucking
Tater's
June
back.
like
Carter? No,
Tater's
that's
like
fucking
now
Travis.
Tyler, you don't do that to Jay.
I knew what you were talking about. I may be slow, but I caught it.
You're slow because you should have spoke on it real quick. No, I'm not
Yeah.
talking about
Right?
the
Like I
fucking
said,
ex
when he
first
said it, it
lady.
made me go, I don't think she was ever married to Jimmy Carter. And then I realized that you're making the joke about her last name. So fuck off.
Calm
And here I'll
down,
say
Joe.
June
Don't
Carter,
be
but what was the
ridiculous.
president's name? Or what? I can't. Miss Carter.
Jimmy Carter, the peanut farmer.
Not the wife. Not. I know who fucking Jimmy Carter is. I said June, and I was like, no, that's Johnny Cash's. Because I was like, that's June Carter. Like, fuck no, that's Johnny Cash.
Rosalind.
Yeah, okay. I was sitting there trying to think of it, and I was like, I don't know. I couldn't remember it.
What is it?
But then
Bruh.
again, I'm old.
It's Rosalind.
Bruh.
Rosalind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's right now. Yeah. I mean, look, out of all the presidents, I will have to say they were just really sweet people. They seemed like very humble.
Here's the thing.
Still to this day,
Jimmy
like I'm
Carter
not,
seems like a really good dude.
he just didn't have
He was a
balls.
shitty
He just
president, but he
wasn't a
was a
good
good person.
president. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not because he wasn't a good guy, didn't have a good heart, nothing like that. He just wasn't a good president.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he was
when
a
I
trash
said wasn't a
president,
good
but yeah.
president, he was just too nice. Because I
Yeah,
think,
I,
I
I
mean,
would,
because
I would,
if it wasn't for the Iran Contra or
Iran Contra.
the prisoners Iran, yeah, the 89 or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, there was
If it,
also a lot of other
if
things
it,
too along that
if
line that got Carter voted out,
if
like
it
the gas shortage and shit like that back
if
then.
it wasn't for Reagan coming in being a fucking stud and saying I'm gonna fix all this shit, yeah, I feel you.
And then being shot and pulling through and talking shit
Doesn't
the
it
whole
almost
time he
feel
was
like
going
we're
in.
reliving history as well, y'all are probably, well,
Almost.
you're too
I
young
know what
to
you're talking
remember
about,
Reagan.
Tater, and I agree.
No, that's what I'm saying is Reagan was like, because he was the Democrat. He was from California, that was a part
Republican.
of the elites that had started the acting guild and all that, and now he's a Republican. He gets shot, he survives. He's fucking old. Now we're worried about if Trump gets dementia because we all know that
See,
Reagan in
this
his
is
last
why we
years.
gotta ask: is it all staged? Is it all
That's what I'm saying.
Different wings to the same bird. Theater.
They
I
all
mean, there
need
is a
their
reason
line.
why the
It's like,
same
I mean,
history
not, and
repeats
it's no
itself
hate
exists.
to wrestling, but it's like wrestling. It's like they all play like they hate each other, but when it comes down to it, they're all sitting down having steaks in backyard. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
I don't know
okay.
about
Mhm.
that.
They're all co-workers.
Yeah, they're all
And that
coworkers.
and that was what Trump was trying to do with the drain the swamp, was he was trying to make sure that those people that were collaborating behind the scenes for a new world order got exposed and got voted out.
I'm just saying, if Michael Higginbotham and Mark Calloway don't sit down and fucking punch each other at the Texas Roadhouse, I am leaving.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Shout out to Mr. Michael Hickenbottom. I did meet him in person.
I mean, it
Oh,
is in a way where you're just like, I don't know, it's in a clown world. Like, again, make it make sense about the boxer. Now they're saying it is a girl. Like, oh, she's from Algeria. That's where they're all, it's illegal to be gay. And it's like, well, from what I understand, there's a lot of countries to get away from that. They transition so they don't have to worry about it.
I'm not sold. I want a
So I don't know.
DNA analysis.
Well, it's like I said also on the whole trans debate. Originally, trans meant transitioning, and it was a period of time where you were going from, one sex to the other and having the surgery, and it was never meant to be a full identity. It was only
Yeah, but
supposed to be for a few years,
that's
and then you went and you had the surgery.
that's a newer thing, because what happened in the 90s, we would talk about trannies all the time, and trannies were the dudes who wanted to be chicks and the chicks who wanted to be dudes, and they were fucking
Yep,
weirdos.
yep.
Right, but
They
that
got
was the
locked
whole
up in
point
mental
of.
institutions.
But that was the
They're
whole point
girl
of the
on
word
top, boy
trans.
on bottom. They didn't have any desire to cut their damn dingy dongies off.
No, that's
And we all
nowadays,
knew it.
or within from like the '90s on. That's what happened. The original definition was to be trans was to be in the process of switching your gender so that you were comfortable in the opposite sex body when you thought you were, and if you weren't going to be that comfortable being that way, then you could stop it and not do it anymore. That was the original way trans was thought of psychologically. It wasn't supposed to be a full on identity. It was only supposed to be for a few years. But then people started saying, "Oh, well, I'm trans and I don't have to pick, or I can't afford the surgery, so that's why I don't
Jay, that
have it."
didn't make no sense. Like, that was only supposed to be for a few years. If you're transitioning and you have the surgery, that's more than just a few years.
No,
What
no,
they were
no.
supposed to do
But
is they go and they live without cutting their
that's
genitals. They dress up, they play, whatever you want to call it. Uh,
that's what I was trying to
Blend
say,
into
Tater, for a
society
few
before they
years.
actually get their nuts cut off to see if they really want to live like this.
Right, and that's what I was trying to say, Tater, is they were told that they had to live as the other gender for like 5 years, or 6 years or something like that originally to be trans because they were supposed to get the surgery or decide not to and go back to being whatever gender they were.
Yep.
It was never supposed to be a actual identity.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Y'all know
Like,
nobody else
actually,
is joining this
okay.
stream because they don't want to be canceled, right?
Yeah, I feel you. I do want to put you on the spot for a second, though.
Me?
Yes.
Is it gonna get me canceled?
No.
Probably.
What?
I want to know if you're available either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Well, Monday, Wednesday, or Friday of next week for an interview.
So, not Monday because I'm going camping for my birthday. Not Wednesday because it's my birthday. And probably maybe Friday.
Okay. Welcome, Doom.
You had to just like jump down on my birthday week, right? Like, are you available for an interview next week? I know it's your birthday week, but like,
No, I
And
actually
does he
forgot it
want?
was your birthday week, but all the same, it's all good. If you don't want to, you can change that.
it's not that I don't want to. I'm just saying, like,
So yeah, like
Okay,
you
let me
can't say, "Oh, I
rephrase.
don't
If you're
want
not
to." Like,
available
motherfucker,
next
it's his
week,
birthday. Like, no, we don't want to. Hit him up next week, not this week. Anyway, 2 weeks from now, and
again,
he'll
as
be
I
down.
said, you can tell me I'm unavailable because it's my birthday. I forgot about
Oh my
the
god,
date
it was.
and everything.
damn, you
So,
forgot my birthday, Jay. Fuck
I know,
you.
right? I know, right?
I was gonna
I
say you
mean,
Yeah,
must
what the
not
hell,
ride
Jay?
that DICK too hard, huh?
welcome, Doom, and I
Okay,
Fuck
mean,
him.
I want
I'm
to cancel
apparently the
myself here
shittiest
because
person
I'm gonna
ever
put in
anyway.
my 2 cents here. I'm gonna put in my 2 cents, and since I love being canceled, I really don't give a flying fuck. First
Right.
and foremost, okay, yes, I remember watching a documentary of a guy transitioning to a woman. It was a couple years ago. He was from Colorado. He literally had to spend 5 years transitioning, seeing psychiatrists, going to
Mm-hmm.
doctors, making sure that's what he wanted to do. Because
Mm-hmm.
he said, once you get the surgery, you ain't going back. There is no going
Right.
back. Once you
Right.
once you once you do it, you're gone. But now
Yeah.
you've got the sick son of a bitch. Uh, 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 Mm, I'm trying to
He's,
think of a word that's
he's,
nice, but I don't.
he's
But you got
kind of
these sick
phrase.
pedos in office thinking that it's okay to start playing with hormones in teenagers, and that's not a fucking good thing to do.
Right.
Or younger.
Are
Yeah, I
still
agree with you.
going through changes. They are still going through puberty. They are still. You cannot give somebody puberty blockers and think that's a good thing. It's not. You can't just stop taking. Uh, you can't just stop taking hormones or puberty blockers
Yeah.
and think everything is going to be fine and dandy. It don't work that
I'm.
way.
I'm.
You
I'm.
get one chance in life to hit puberty, and once you miss that or once you skip it, there ain't no fucking going back. The other problem
I'm.
I have with the whole fucking goddamn, I don't care what spectrum you are on, I don't care what community you are in. You know what? Just because you're a fucking man that changed into a woman or a woman that changed into a dude, your biology doesn't fucking change.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what you want to identify as, but you know what? Until you can get a fucking period, you ain't a fucking woman. And
Yep. Or
until you can fucking knock up a bitch, you ain't a fucking man. Okay,
I'm.
I don't care what the
See.
fuck people.
Doom's got some valid. Well, damn. Doom left. Doom got some
I think he
valid
lost
points though,
connection.
because one thing I'll say, here's the thing: when it comes to an adult man or woman or something like that, if you want to gender transition, whatever, I get where he was coming from, talking about, yeah, it's a long process because you got to go to therapists and everything. And I think that you should have to go to them because I think that there is probably something mentally driving.
But nowadays it's not like that. It's just like you should say, "Oh, I identify as a woman," and then they give you surgery, and that's not how it should be.
And here's the thing, and I agree with you, and I think you'll agree with what I'm about to say. Here's the thing: an adult man or a woman, you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. You decide you want to chop your shit off, or like have some shit built up and grown, whatever. If that's your decision, you want to own that and live with it. That's you. But the problem we get into is these fucking parents who are abusing their children by saying, "Oh, you're 8 years old and you were born with a penis, but you're a girl. Let me give you some estrogen therapy. Let me give you hormone blockers. You're a bad parent. You should be fucking locked up. Like your kids should be taken."
Here's the best. This is what I tell. This is what I've said before. Okay, just because a 4-year-old wants to grow up to be a fireman or a doctor or a president, that's that child's dream at the moment. That doesn't mean that when he's 13 or 14, he's still going to have the same freaking dream.
Right. Well, here's the thing.
It's also like this, and I hate to say this to a lot of parents out there, but you know what? Just because your 4-year-old little boy wants to dress up as a witch for Halloween, or your little princess wants to dress up as a construction worker, for pretend play or whatever, doesn't mean that that boy wants to grow up to be a girl, or that girl wants to grow up to be a fucking boy.
Well, here's the thing for me. What the fuck happened to tomboys? Like,
right.
All my life, I remember like the girls who liked hanging around with dudes and doing boyish things. Like they like going hunting and shit. They liked riding 4-wheelers. They like fishing. They wore their fucking hats like bent down like I do and forward and all that. And they pull their ponytail through the back of it and all that shit, right?
Why are you talking about me? Make
Exactly though.
Make tomboys great again. I've always been. I've never cared about my looks. I don't give a shit about. I'm a girl. I'm a girl.
Here's the thing.
I don't do girly things.
Here's the thing, though. We don't do that shit anymore. Now, if they're like that, they must be trans. They must be trans. They must be a boy. Even though most of them are not gay. You know what I mean? Like, they're very not gay. Like, Tater's very not gay. Like, I don't know.
I'm
weird, man.
very not gay. I've got 4 kids by 4 different dads.
And
I ain't fucking gay.
and the fact is, like, again, adults can do whatever they want, but let's stop trying to fucking like railroad kids into this weird shit. Like, and the thing is, again, whatever you do, I respect it. I respect you. I don't care what you as an adult choose to do. What bothers me is when we're trying to push kids and say, "Oh, you like pink? You must be gay. Oh, you like hunting? Then you must be a boy." Like, no, you're fucking wrong. Sometimes, like, we just don't fit. I like pink. You know what I'm saying? I love pink. I love pink.
Oh, I despise pink. I hate pink.
I love pink and purple. I love pink, purple, and green. Okay, you can ask anybody. Pink, purple, and green are my fucking colors. Okay, I'm not gay. You know what I mean? I'm not gay.
Right.
Like, I don't. It's just it's fucking retarded, man. We have gone so far into trying to be a progressive, accommodating people that we forget. Like,
it's like this. Here's something else that irks me. Okay,
fucking Heather.
This is what pisses me off even more. This is just something else that pisses me off. You've got this fucking spectrum of asexuals. You know what we call that with people who didn't want to have sex? We called them celibates. They chose to be celibate. There's nothing wrong with being a virgin for life.
Hold on, pause.
For it.
Did I not just have an argument with somebody about this 3 weeks ago on a stream?
I think so, Alpha.
Oh, I 100% did. It was one of Ash's friends that came in.
Oh yeah.
And
That's right.
He was asexual, and I'm like, "Oh, you just don't like sex. You're just celibate. You're not asexual. You don't reproduce alone." Like, I mean, come on, man.
No. You're just celibate. You chose to be celibate. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people
It's
that
fine.
don't get turned on by physical attraction.
Yeah.
It just means you're celibate. It doesn't mean anything else. It doesn't
Right.
make you fucking special.
Right. Gotta change it.
Oh, no. Mandy, don't get it twisted. We are very inclusive. I don't give a fuck if you're gay, trans, whatever.
I'm not inclusive. I hate every fucking buddy. I even hate the gay community, and I'm gay myself. So you can shut that up, you little bugskin.
There you go.
Yeah.
Again,
Exactly.
I don't dislike anybody on that precinct. Me and Doom have had nothing but positive conversations. We've joked and shit back and forth. He knows I'm not gay. Like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no negativity. This is what actual real inclusion does look like, because we can have a conversation as who we are without worrying about like, oh, I'm gonna offend him or something. No, I'm just being
Here's my problem. Here's the thing about me. I don't give two fucks who the fuck I offend. Grow a fucking backbone. There you fucking go. You know what? Back in my day, when we had a school bully, we were either told to, put up or just let it go on.
Hit him in
We
the mouth
didn't
or ignore it.
we didn't have all that shit. If somebody fucking insulted you, you either insulted them back or you sulked into your corner. It was
suck it up or fight back.
right, exactly. There was none of this. Oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh, your words hurt me. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
That's the thing. Why do I have to pretend that I believe something that I don't to be inclusive? I can be inclusive while saying, hey, this is what I believe. This is where I stand.
Well, here's the perfect example. Here's the perfect example. Okay, Tyler, here's the perfect example. I don't want kids. I don't like kids. I despise kids. Am I going to go to Alphatyler and discriminate him because he has kids? No. If he wants kids, that's his choice. But I myself have a choice not to have them or not like them. Doesn't mean that I'm going to respect Alpha any less. It doesn't. Yeah. That's his choice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the thing is, here's where the problem comes down. If the problem comes down and I'm like, no, you're gay, fuck you, I don't want to talk to you anymore. That's a problem. That makes me a shitty person. You know what I'm saying? If that's my response, you should all say, oh, fuck Tyler. Right. It's not a lack of inclusion just not to agree with something. You know what I'm saying? It's a lack of inclusion when you're like, no,
you don't need to agree with everything.
Oh, we lost him again.
He disappeared. But I feel what he was saying, because again, we don't have to agree on anything. We don't have to like see eye to eye on everything. Fucking
yeah, and inclusion means that you're willing to have conversations with and hang out with somebody that you may not agree with.
But
you find common ground.
Like, that's the thing. I like Doom. We've had conversations several times, I like Doom. I think Doom is a really cool guy. He's got a really good sense of humor. I think he goes over the top sometimes. Is he gay? Okay. Like, what does that matter to me?
They just doesn't like me. I don't know why. I just doesn't like me. But I was just saying, I don't agree with everything that Jay or Alphatyler say. Yeah, I was here the other night when some of their comments about gay people rubbed me the wrong way, but I didn't make a fuss about it. That's just their opinion. That's their standard. Like, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. Why should I make a big deal out of it?
Here's the thing I would say too, and I hope you understand this. Like, even if you did say to me, hey, I disagree with what you said here, and here's why, I'm not going to dislike you because you disagree with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
same.
I'm just going to hit, like, my thing is, yes, I have my views, and sometimes I don't expect everybody to agree with those views. And by all means, you're welcome to tell me, hey, I don't like that you said that. And I will hear you out and everything, and maybe we hit a point at some point. I'm not going to say nobody will ever change my mind. I will say that nobody has ever changed my mind. But here's the thing. Maybe somebody at some point will say that one thing that changes my mind. And that's fine. Okay. But regardless, I don't dislike somebody because they feel differently than me.
Right. And to your point about having the conversation with the guy that was finger quotes asexual, after you two had a conversation, you found common ground, and he agreed that he had misspoke.
No, we got along just fine after that conversation was out. It just started off fucking hostile. But like, we had a great conversation later.
Right.
Like
And
me,
that's where I always tell
it's
people
like this. Okay,
conversation leads to understanding.
view it like
ahead.
this. Tyler and Jay over here, they can disagree with me that I think we should get a president that's got a little bit of dementia, Alzheimer, a little bit of cookiness, and just press the red button and end humanity. They would disagree with me on that, but I'm all for it. There you go.
That's fine.
This is true.
And see, that's the thing. Again, I don't resent you in any ounce. I disagree with you. I mean, but
Right.
I don't
You
dislike
get
you
my
because
point
of
that
that.
I was saying, though,
Right. And it also goes with your personality. You hate everybody equally, so you would love to see nuclear annihilation.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I
And
was going to say. It's like I'm
mind you,
very
this is at the
inclusive.
same time that I got a job in the service industry. So y'all figure that one out.
Right.
I am very inclusive. I hate everybody equally. Like,
Don't
it
understand how
don't
you can
matter.
disagree with how somebody feels, identifies. It's not you to do so. Apparently, you haven't listened to my full stances on it because I've even in this conversation adamantly claimed I don't care what they do as long as they're an adult, as long as it doesn't impact me. So, what do you mean? How can I disagree? I don't care what they do. I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but
That's a personal feeling.
as far as like their
I,
ability to do so is if it doesn't impact me and it doesn't impact my interactions with that person, why would I care?
but I'm
Right.
also too, in a way, and call me whatever y'all want to call me, but it is what it is, and I will die on this hill. If somebody identifies, I don't care if they're 4 years old, like, everybody wants to be a dog. I'm a dog right now. I'm eating, blah, 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 blah.
Kids
If
say
you're
all kinds of wild
35
shit.
and you're still wanting to try to identify as a dog and you want me to call you a dog and pet, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Pet and feed you
Yeah,
and all that good stuff. I ain't doing it. Now, I may do it when you were 4, but I'm not going to entertain the fucking madness when you're 35. I'm
right.
sorry. I can't.
Well,
I'll let any
that's the
4 year
thing.
old be anything they fucking want to
That's
be.
where
They
we
can
get
be
into
aliens
objectively.
for all I
That's where we
care.
get into objectively retarded things. Like again, if a 35-year-old man says he wants to be a woman and take estrogen to shift his body shit, chop his dick off, change his genitals, whatever, like he can do that. If a 35-year-old man is telling me that he is a dog, I'm gonna tell him that he is retarded.
Well,
Or
you
has
got the
mental issues.
furries. You got these fucking I don't even know what the hell we got these days. And I just call it the early boomer in me. I, I'm old enough to say I don't give a fuck. And I ain't playing these games no more. I'm tired of these games. And in my reality, y'all are fucking retarded and all need y'all's ass beat
Oh,
to a bloody pulp
And
like we used to get because
and to
somebody
and to
didn't beat
Mandy's
y'all's ass
point
good
here,
enough.
I don't understand what you don't understand about agreeing to disagree is fine.
I disagree with their lifestyle, just like I disagree with.
Well, you know what? This is how I view the lifestyle, okay? And everybody can, yell.
He
Well,
leaves every time he tries to make a point.
yeah, he loses his connection every time he tries to make a
I,
Can
point.
I,
we,
I
but
feel
can
that
we
too, Heather. I
agree
agree with that.
that there's only one? Okay, there's two genders and there's one
Oh,
race, the human race. There's
yeah.
not black, there's not white, there's not
No,
green.
100%. That's
There's different
and
cultures and
so
religions, but we're all the same race, people.
well
So when you say
that's why I always.
racist,
Mhm.
Or human.
Well, that's why I always go back to ethnicity. Like at the end of the day, it's ethnocentrism. It's a different ethnicity. It's not a different race. Black, white, Asian, whatever. Those are ethnicities. They're not race.
Right.
So I'm kind of high. So go with me. I'm just saying. So does that mean I'm racist if I hate another human being because he's a human? I'm just because it's a race. It's only
No,
one race, and I'm hating it.
no,
So does that make you
no,
racist?
no, because it's not a different race.
Oh, because it's the same race. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
the
I'm
same
trying to
race as
say.
you.
So it don't matter. We're all bleed the same
Well, I
color. We're
Yeah.
mean,
all.
Okay.
there is
Hold up.
self-loathing hatred.
Before Doom gets disconnected again, let him make his point here.
Okay.
I forgot my point. Oh no, that was my point. That was my point. I was just like, this is how I don't care what you identify as. That's your choice.
Yeah.
If you are a grown
Mhm.
adult, I don't care if you identify as a dog, a cat. I don't care if you identify as a straight man, a straight woman. I don't care if you identify as Santa Claus. Just don't fucking push that view onto me, okay? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna call you what you are, okay? I'm gonna call you by your fucking name. I'm not gonna call you by your pet name. I'm not gonna call you by
Yeah.
whatever you. I'm gonna call you by your name. I don't give two flying fucks if you don't use that name or whatnot. I was not brought up that way. I was brought up to use people's given names. If you don't like it, that's on you. That's not on me. You're the one with the problem. Don't fucking take it out on me.
See,
Right.
this Doom just answered Mandy's issue with what I said because that's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, I can respect your decision to do something I disagree with as long as you're not forcing me to accept it. I don't have to. I can respect it. I can accept you, whatever the case may be. I do not have to accept. I do not have to rewire my brain or how I interact with you or anyone else based on that decision. Now, if you don't want to talk to me anymore because I don't acknowledge that, that's fine too.
So
But
this is my question: is why is it okay for them to identify the way they want and speak the way they want and all that good stuff, but it's not okay for us to be who we are and do what we do, and it just
Amen.
I'm just saying, what? Tell me why I don't get the same respect. They want the
defi-
respect, but then they don't want to give me the same respect. So like somebody's got to give, and this bitch don't give. So I
define
don't
def,
know.
def,
I ain't
Mandy,
entertaining the damn insanity. That's why we're here. Is we're saying that men can be girls and boys can be whatever the hell
Men.
I'm trying to say because I'm so fucking pissed. That this is why we're here. This is why
Ma-
we're in the nut fucking word we're here.
Well,
Mandy
real
says
quick, Doom
Because
define.
said hi, Victoria. Now, Alpha.
Hey,
Mandy says
Victoria.
Mandy says
You know
Mandy
what?
says
This is who I am. I'm outspoken. So if I get canceled, I get canceled. I don't care. I'm not
same.
here on this planet to please every Tom, Dick, and Harry that walks down my fucking path. Like, I
Mhm.
am who I am. I'm here to fucking please myself, make myself happy. I don't give two flying fucks about anybody else.
Right.
None of you people pay my taxes. None of you people pay my
hey,
food.
see, John
None
was
of you
saying the
people
same
pay my
thing.
bills. I don't give a
Right.
shit.
Like that's what John said. If you pay your own bills and you don't, I mean, my whole thing is as long as you paying your bills and you ain't asking for any government motherfucking help, do whatever the fuck you want to do.
You're an
Yep.
Apache helicopter.
Yeah, you're exactly. If you're an Apache helicopter, I will boo, 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 all the way around you. But as soon as you fucking don't pay any of your bills and you fucking take any kind of government motherfucking
Well, you
help,
know what? The way
fuck
I
off.
view it like this,
Fuck
you
off.
know what?
Oh,
This is how I view it. People should only get government help if they are actually paying taxes. There you fucking
Hey,
go.
preach on,
hold on.
Doom.
Let
Come
Alpha.
on.
Alpha's
Preach
been
on.
wanting to. Alpha's been wanting to address what Mandy said about define accept, and then she had another question right after that.
Well, I agree with
Well,
the other points
Mandy,
that were
I'm
made, but
glad that you are that way, but there's a lot of us women who have had to go through a lot of fucking shit, be it sexual harassment, sexual molestation, rape, uh, pregnancy, miscarriages, all kinds of shit. And yeah, no, you don't get to fucking identify as me. Sorry. So
so
kudos to you. I'm glad you can, but I ain't.
so uh to the original point though of and you guys have good points and I agree with those, but like define accept. I do not have to accommodate your view. If you were born Charlene and now you've decided that you're a man and you want me to call you Charles, I do not have to. You cannot make me. Like the point where it gets into, oh, you fucked up and called somebody who has a penis a dude when they identify as a woman, now you're going to jail, is fucking retarded. Like
Yeah.
these laws that come in to, you know, make it illegal to misgender somebody. Are you out of your fucking mind? If somebody who looks like me, if I walk up to you looking exactly like I look right now, but I tell you my name is Tabitha, and you fuck up and call me a dude, do you think that you should go to jail?
You know what, Alphatyler? You just said that, you know. If I have a thing, I just have you in a fucking pink tutu right now doing ballet. For that image, Tyler. Thank you for that fucking image. Like, what the fuck?
At the end of the day, we are all individuals, and we should treat each other as individuals, not lump everybody into this group, that group, or whatever. And that's purely how I feel. In my opinion, is that
Well, you know what? Back
we're
in
all
my day,
individuals.
Gender became a spectrum, Jay.
But here's the thing, and I think Tyler is from my generation, I think. But back in my generation, back in my day growing up, we were told to celebrate people's differences, their individuality, their what makes them them. You know, it was never, oh, well, we need a lump. Well, if you're like this, you need to go in that group. Or if you like this, you need to go into that group. We were never taught that. We were taught to treat everybody equally, everybody the same, regardless of who they are or whatever they liked or whatever they disliked. But nowadays, it's like if Alphatyler likes, you know, Bud Light beer, you have to hang out with the Bud Light drinkers and all that shit. And that's not how we grew up. That's not what it was like. That's not what it was about.
Sir, I haven't drank a Bud Light since I was
The 80s
19.
were like a combination of the 60s meets the 70s 10 times. You know, you had people going, you know, you may not like what they do, but that doesn't make them a horrible person. You can still like them and still not agree with everything they do. It doesn't make them less of a person, doesn't make them an asshole. It just makes them unique.
Yeah. See, that's the thing, man. I can 100%, I can love and respect a fucking atheist, liberal, you know, trans, gay, whatever. Like you can check every box opposite of me, and we can laugh, love each other, and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%. As a matter of fact, I like a lot of atheists more than I like most Christians. I like a lot of fucking liberals more than I like most conservatives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not a person who needs you to check the same boxes as me for us to get along.
And to Mandy, your point there, children should be protected, not indoctrinated, not made to.
Yeah, but that's what we said in the beginning. Children should be left out of it. Leave the children out of it. Let them grow up. Let them grow up and then let them decide. Don't force your view or societal views on your children. Let them grow up and be children first. And then once they reach adulthood, then you can have that talk.
I want to point out too, saying that kids get indoctrinated by it, kids are indoctrinated by it. The fact is, there are more sources telling kids to go down these alternative lifestyle paths in the world, and especially in America today, than there are saying, no, be a traditional man, woman, be a Christian, be whatever. There's so many more alternative paths pushed on young people in the world today than there are to any kind of traditional standpoint. So no, like, are they indoctrinated? They absolutely are.
And there's a difference between informing and indoctrinating.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, a 5-year-old has no business how mommy and daddy make a baby.
A
Like, I'm
5-year-old
sorry,
should
there's
not be
No.
learning sex ed. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I will
Yes.
stand
nothing.
on
No.
that.
Yeah, I
No, there
agree.
should be no kind of informed
No.
sexual anything. Is still mommy goes
I
to the hospital and comes home with a fucking baby. Like,
I mean, I think I'll tell you, as a parent of a 5-year-old, I can tell you it's around this time that like kids start asking questions. And when my daughter asked me, uh, well, I was in mommy's belly, how did I get out? I said, well, you were born. And she goes, did like what happened? And I said, well, I said you came out of mommy. And now I'm not gonna go descriptive and be like, yeah, you ripped the snatch to the asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna tell my 5-year-old that. I'm not gonna lie to my 5-year. I feel like as they're learning, they should understand like basic things. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
this is. But
but
here's the thing. Okay, Tater. I'm just gonna say this. The way that I view it is this is so it's kind of like it's a contradiction. I'm sorry if it's a contradiction. I think the first and foremost that should have the decision on what to tell their children should be the parents.
yeah,
But
yes,
I do believe but I do believe that once they get to a certain age in their teen years, yeah, you should have somebody there that they can talk to because there are times when teenagers can't talk to their parents. So,
I'm
yeah, it's
as
a
a
contradiction. But you know what? It still should be up to the parent to decide when the time is right for that talk.
I
Because
I think we all agree teenagers should understand sex. 5-year-olds shouldn't. You know what I'm
Right.
right,
saying?
well,
Right.
and
and
that's what
that's
I'm
the thing
saying, you
is that
know.
I also think that there should be a deep conversation
Mm-hmm.
that
Hmm.
like I look back and me and Tiffany talk about it because when I went to and I think me and Jay went to sex ed, we learned basically the basics. They didn't
Hmm.
teach you what oral sex was. They didn't teach you what cunnilingus or fellatio or masturbation or anything like that.
Ooh,
It
calm
was
down.
very
No, my
simple.
sex ed was
Y- uh,
this.
So
This
what?
really was my sex ed, Tater. You're probably gonna laugh your fucking ass off, and I think Tyler is too. All my
So
sex ed involved was man, woman. Get together. 9 months later, baby born. There you go. That was our sex ed. Okay, that was
okay, but
literally
that's what
our
I'm
sex
saying
ed.
is my daughter is 28 years old now. And I actively remember this in a Texas school, small Texas school, of her coming in at either eighth grade or ninth grade, talking about fellatios and cunnilingus because that's what she had learned in sex ed. Avidly promoting masturbation and all kinds of stuff. And it's like, I'm not okay with that. I mean, at the time, I'm not going to say I wasn't okay, that I was not okay with it because it was like, well, that's education. There, it's school. And I was still basically very, like closed. Well, indoctrinated of thinking education schools had the best
Well,
for the
the
children in
the other
mind.
thing is kids talk to each other about stuff too at school, and they may say they learned something from sex ed that they actually heard about from one of their classmates, in another class, not sex ed, but they use sex ed as the cover story.
And I mean, I don't, I just, I mean, I always joke as, my boy will be 21 and my biggest freaking claim to fame as a parent is none of my children got pregnant
Mm.
in
And
high
hi,
school
Menace.
or got somebody pregnant in high school. And they are still, Tiffany was 23 years old. So Jonathan would be 21 when he had his kids. So I do not have any teenagers having children. Hallelujah. I did my fucking job.
But I think on the same notion too, as well. And I know this is not going to be the most, popular thing. You know, at the same notion, teenagers are going to do what teenagers do. So I do believe to some degree they should have access to protection because, when teenagers get together, teenagers are going to do whatever they do, but at the end of the day, parents really need to take an active role in their children's lives and just go, okay, if you want to have sex, that's fine. But just remember, you're going to reap the consequences if you ain't going to if you don't take it seriously.
And that's
But
what
you
I'm
also
saying.
live in a day and age too, Tater, and that's it right now, where parents don't want to parent anymore. They want the government to do their work. They want the schools to do their work. And that's not what schools are made for. Schools were made to teach your kids basic comprehension of understanding and cognitive skills. It's not an end-all be-all for their entire education into adulthood.
It's communism is what it comes down to. We have transitioned as a society. I'm gonna throw this out and then I'm gonna go to bed because I just realized it's like 3:30 and I got to work tomorrow. But we have transitioned to communism. Police discipline your kids, schools teach your kids. Literally, as a parent, you just feed your kids, and we've gotten into where the community has divvied up responsibility for everything else of your kids, teenagers, even of adults. There is no individual accountability. There is no requirement for parents to parent. And it gets
Well, and I
destructive
will
to the
have to
point where
say on
parents
both
aren't
sides.
allowed to parent.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, because it's one of those things is you can't say parents don't show up when I know there's a
When
lot of
they're not
parents that
allowed
do
to.
show up.
Right.
But then again, there's like with
Yeah.
teachers of I kudos to the teachers these days that have to parent these or teach these children who parents I know think their children do no wrong.
Yeah.
How dare you? Well, they're with them for 8 to 9 hours a fucking day. I think they're allowed to smack them up the head if they have to.
I'll tell you, there have been several times because thank God, like I live in a place where teachers are allowed to be a little bit more old school, not like as old school as when I was in school, but they're allowed to be a little bit more. And there have been
Night,
times
Gold.
where like M has gotten in trouble for something, and Sierra's like, "How could she do that to my kid?" And I'm like, "You need to calm down. Like, our kid is not a saint. Like, our kid does shit wrong too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. I mean, we
but
went from it takes a community to raise a child to now it takes a community minus the parents to raise a child.
mhm.
And I think it all goes to who the person is because I know other people were like that, but I mean,
Well, it also depends on where you live too,
mm,
because there's stories all the time that come out in the news about school boards shutting down parents that actually want to raise their children the way they want
well,
to
I'm
raise
talking
them, and
about
the
not even
school
that,
boards are telling them no.
having their friends. I mean, like I used to tell my kids, I can't tell you who you can and can't be friends with at school, but I damn sure can tell you who you can and can't hang with afterwards
Right?
Yeah.
and put my foot down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm not trying to say that hate,
Oh,
but
see, my mom
if
was
you're going to
different,
come
Tater.
into my
Yeah.
house and
My
Yeah.
you're
mom
going to
was
just,
different. If my mom didn't like somebody, I couldn't. Yeah, my mom would make it known. I don't like him. You are not allowed to speak to that person. You are not allowed to hang out with that person. I don't care if it's in school. I don't care if it's at school. If you are sitting next to each other, you are to tell the teacher that you need a new seat. I don't care. I will come to your school and make sure you are obeying me.
yeah.
Right.
Well, and then that's the thing is when you're in the same class, like I wasn't going to try to be, because again, when you tell the kids what they can't do, they will figure out a way to do it if they want to.
And see, Mandy,
So
that's what
when
we're
you're at
saying is
school, you can talk who you want to, you can be buddy buddy, but if you think they coming in my house or you
right,
going to their house to play, if I didn't like them, you know what I mean? If I just got the
right,
parent feeling that they
right,
weren't going to be good for my child.
right. And to Mandy's point, that's what we're talking about is, parents should be allowed to be parents, and schools, teachers, school boards, whatever, shouldn't be telling a parent how to raise their child.
Y'all, I will share this story, then I will let you go. This really happened to me. So we got CPS called on us. No,
Mm-hmm.
not us. And it all stemmed from, now whether y'all will agree with this or not, I didn't get my kids taken away, and I got no child abuse charges, so evidently it was okay. So,
Right.
so I'm at work. My ex is sitting there telling the kids to do the kitchen, right? Well, not sweet little innocent Ashley, decides to, I don't even know what the hell she decides to do. But she ends up pinching Jonathan's cheeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like real hard. And so James comes in there and just grabs her by the cheeks and pinches her, and says, "See, that doesn't feel very good." And when she jerked away, he scratched her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right, so she had the scratch. I don't know if she picked on it. I don't know. I don't know how. She says that it was the teacher that called, but I'm like, if you would have just told them what really fucking happened, I don't know. But anyway, next thing I know, I have a CPS officer and a fucking cop at my door. They had already taken Ashley and Jonathan down to the CPS office. And the only reason why I found out about it is because my daughter, Kimberly, called, and she's a senior in high school going, "Mom, they trying to take us, saying you beat us." Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyway, they come to my door, and I even tell the CPS officer, if my 3-year-old niece comes and bites anybody, I'm going to turn around and bite her back. Point blank, period, in a story. Now, whether you want to call that appropriate or not, that's how we're going to play. If
Right.
you want to take my kids into the system, be ready for a fight, because I ain't going to give up. But you're not going to come in here and tell me when all of my kids don't get in trouble. They all make good grades. They have no bruises on them. And because we decide to discipline our children, that it's somehow it's inappropriate discipline. Well, what do you call inappropriate?
Right.
He was making her feel the way she was making him feel. Like, how is
Mm-hmm.
that inappropriate?
Right.
So
You know.
anyway, needless to say, nobody fucking took my kids. They all came
Mm-hmm.
back fucking home that night, and it was all gone because I told that lady, like, who was way older than me, like, "Bitch, don't you have kids? Don't tell me
Right.
you ain't never spanked them, because if you haven't, I'm gonna have to laugh at you." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit there and
And
do it. Now, have
yeah,
I
and I
disciplined my
wanted to
children?
have Alpha chime in on what Mandy said before he has to go.
Oh hell yeah! No, that's good parenting. If your kid's pretending to be sick, rat them out. Fuck that.
Or you can be like me and sometimes let them have a skip day and take them shopping.
Yo, I've
Oh,
told my
no, 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 no. See, my mom wasn't like that. My mom,
I've
every time I was sick, my mom would always get out the thermometer, and she was like, if it is below 100 if it's below 100 degrees, you are going to fucking school. I don't care. You are not that fucking sick.
listen.
Mm.
I've let my kid have like a day or two where I'm like, or well, like one time, which granted she's only in the first grade, so whatever. But
There'll be
like,
many more times.
I've let her have one time where I'm like, you know what, like fuck it, just hang out and watch TV with me today, you know. Um,
Because
but
what are they really missing at school? What are they
yeah,
really teaching them at fucking school?
not a ton, honestly, and that's the thing. Like sometimes, like it's got to be right time, right place for those like moments, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, no, when it comes down to it, I will say this to Mandy's point. I agree. Kids are kids. Parents treat their kids like little princesses and princesses, or princes and princesses these days. I told my kid from the beginning, I was like, "You ain't no princess. You born in this house. You ain't born into fucking lineages. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
But
sad to
she still
say."
can be daddy's princess, though.
And there's a whole big difference between spanking your kid and slapping them around, Mandy.
Listen,
Oh, I'll slap my fucking kids around. My fucking
M's
16, 17, 18-year-old daughter come at me calling me a bitch. You don't think that bitch ain't gonna get slapped?
M
You wrong.
M is an angel in this world, and she is a lot to be around. She's a really good kid by
She
all
is.
accounts, but she, she messes up sometimes too. Would I say that she's daddy's princess? No. Would I say that I will fucking rip somebody's guts out over her? Absolutely.
Right.
But it's okay to be your
I
daddy's little princess every once in a while. I'm not saying every day
yeah.
or
No,
I've
just
I've
seen M
coddle
get
him.
that devious little smile like you get occasionally, Alpha.
Plus, I know him on more than on fucking like YouTube, so I know what he thinks of his little daughter. She's a little princess. She's a little diva, and I love it. And I can tell you those little smirks that she makes. Oh, let me tell you.
Listen, the problem is, here's the thing. The problem is when I look at M, I have to look at like a small version of myself in every scenario because I can't ignore it. She gets the exact same, like everything structurally, just like it's me. And I'm like, you need to stop that right now because I know exactly what
Exactly
you're
what
thinking
you're
right
thinking.
now,
Yep.
and you need to calm down. Like
I was gonna
It's funny.
say
I've been to
like
his house
they're
and I've seen
just.
it in person.
I don't want to say devious, but there are little things where I'm like, don't. I mean, she ain't no angel,
Yeah.
okay? She's a demi
Yeah, she
angel,
is. She
okay?
is.
She's a demi angel.
She is Alpha's child.
Yeah, she is for the most part she is a good kid.
Hmm.
She's
Having the
currently
grands for like 6 weeks, but it's just so funny because Liam is so different than Martha, and it's just wonderful to see. But I will tell you, I tell Tiffany all the time, I'm like, bitch, be prepared because Martha is going to give y'all a fucking run for your money. She going to make you and Jacob pay for every motherfucking ounce of shit y'all ever did to us parents.
Yeah, and see, Mandy, that's the difference in the U.S. All it takes is one person to make an anonymous call to the DHS, and they'll come and try to take your kids from you and investigate it.
Oh, no, that's exactly what they were there for. They had
Yeah,
already
no,
taken
no,
two
no.
of
What I'm
my
saying is,
children into custody and they were
no,
trying for the
Tater,
two oldest who refused.
Tater.
And
What I was getting at is, Mandy said, I don't know how it works in the U.S., but over here they need to have more reports for child abuse before they do something, and even then, they don't take the child right away. And that's what I was saying is over here in the U.S., all it takes is for one person to call DHS, and they come take the children out of your house and investigate whether you abuse them or not.
they can, not all the time, but yeah, exactly. Like
Well, a
we,
good majority of time that's what they do is they take the children out of the house and investigate and see, why somebody made the phone call. And if they realize that it's a bogus call, they return the children. But if they think that there's any kind of a real abuse, then they either put the children into foster care or they hold them until you've gone through enough finger quote counseling to have them back.
all right, y'all. I'm gonna wrap up. I gotta go to bed. Y'all keep the conversation going. It's alive and well. It's strong. I support it. I love it. But I have to go to
Right.
bed because I gotta work tomorrow. So
Understood.
I appreciate you guys. It's been fun. I will not be live tomorrow or Saturday because I got a wedding rehearsal and a wedding. But you're all beautiful people, and I hope that you have a
Oh,
lovely one. Even
and
you, Bandy.
and Heather requests that we do Jackbox for her birthday on Sunday.
I talked about that during my stream. Where were you at?
Probably setting
he
this up.
was reminding you. I thought anyway because
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
said
Well,
if
I
I
am, but
forget.
Yeah, make
I
sure to
am, but
remind me.
yeah, I didn't hear him reply. I had saw her say something about it.
Yeah. You were probably setting this stream up now that I think about it. But yeah, make sure to remind me because 100% yes, I think that we absolutely should do Jackbox on Sunday for Heather's birthday. I think that's a phenomenal idea.
Because I actually said that
Gotcha.
I may pop in, but I actually have to make a chocolate cake for my friend's birthday that's on Monday that we're having a birthday party for.
Understood.
Because we want to make sure everything's fucking perfect, and we like to
Yeah.
party. Because there's a
Yep.
rehearsal dinner, and everybody gets drunk, and because no, it ain't weird. Y'all are weird.
Everybody practices weddings, right? Do you guys not do a wedding rehearsal the day before to make sure everybody knows what they're doing?
Where to
Like where
stand,
to
where to
stand,
walk.
what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
Nathanderals, aren't they? The Vikings. They have no class. They just
Look,
do it off the cooth.
Heather
wet,
said I
wet.
wasn't asking, I was telling.
Well, fair enough. Either way, Sunday will be the next stream, and it will be Jackbox. So if you're
Amen.
not lame, be there. But
Right.
I'm heading out. You guys have a
Have a
beautiful
good one,
night.
Alfred.
Hold up. Oh, this is the last shot I'll be taking until Sunday. So
Cilantro.
you guys have a good one, Cilantro.
You too.
I finished my bowl and I'm going to bed. I got to work tomorrow too. So
I'll tell you.
You guys have a good night.
So Mandy
no,
says no, they don't rehearse their weddings. And see, Mandy, that's the difference over here. Is most there's so many religions and or so little education into weddings that we have the rehearsals because we don't know what we're supposed to do and need to be told. It is also an excuse to eat and drink twice because of the
well,
rehearsal dinner afterwards. But you know,
I mean it's free for the. I mean it ain't free, but I mean
no,
I guess it's free for some people. But it, I think what
nothing in
is
life
it?
is
The
free.
men have to pay. The man pays for the rehearsal, and the I don't know how all that fucking shit goes.
Well, it also depends on who has money too to do it. Otherwise, like with my wedding, it was all potluck, the rehearsal dinner as well as the wedding reception. It was all potluck. Alpha says, to be fair, I'm the only person who knows how a wedding works at most rehearsals. You still there, Doom?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Because apparently we lost Tater.
I'm kind of watching what this cop is doing.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I should flip him off or not. I am really wondering if I should do that. Like he's circling around. Like so, I'm parked in a closed down movie theater parking lot because I'm just too tired to drive home. Like literally, I'm just too tired to fucking drive. Like literally, I don't want to drive. I'm sorry, I do not want to drive 45 minutes. It is almost 3 in the morning. I do not want to drive 45 minutes. So
Understood.
I just parked in the parking lot and I'm just like I'm gonna sleep here, but this cop is kind of like I guess he's trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking bed. I don't know what the fuck you're doing, pig, but I'm gonna bed soon. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do.
And to your question, Mandy, the other reason why rehearsals are done is so that you know the pomp and circumstance of what you're doing. You're not just saying "I do." You're rehearsing how many steps you take down the aisle at what pace. The ushers are taught who they're walking down and seating where and who should seat where, who's with the bride, who's with the groom, things like that. The priest does a dry run walkthrough of the ceremony. Um, the person doing the music also goes ahead and cues it up and all that.
And I will say it's not just Americans because I think the British has been doing this and the rurals have been doing this shit for way longer than America has ever been established. So yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
they
and,
are
and
just
it's
weird.
basically all about the pomp and circumstance.
Because
You
I
know,
know most like India and freaking Thai people, they have like freaking not only days before the wedding party, days after the wedding party. Like, I don't, it just.
and the what the fuck just walked, Mandy. It's a pacing so that you're not going too fast or too slow.
And that's
Right.
the
It
way.
is a bigger deal over here.
I'm so glad I'll never get married.
Hmm. And the reason is because most people want to make their wedding a spectacle, and or they're involved with a church that wants to make it a spectacle because it's supposed to be for life. So people want to have that nice ceremony, pomp and circumstance, but at the same time, there are people that don't want that, and they do what's called elope. They go down to the courthouse, they sign the paperwork, they have a judge say, "Do you? Yes. Do you? Yes. Okay, you're married." For who? What, Mandy? I don't understand what you're asking for. Who? What? And yes, Heather Doom is being responsible.
What do you mean responsible? How am I being responsible? What? Did I miss something there? I must have missed something.
You didn't want to be driving at 3 a.m. as being responsible.
No, I'm too. I just got like literally. I've only been off work for I guess an hour. I worked 12 hours. I'm too fucking tired. I didn't even get a break today. Okay, literally 12 hours straight through. No break. No fucking food. No nothing. I'm not driving home. I'm not driving home. I don't give
Mandy,
two five fucks. I'm not driving home.
I understood. Mandy, the pacing of the walk down the aisle is to pace with the music so that it doesn't end too soon or too fast for the pace of the song, the entrance music, so that you have the pomp and circumstance and the pageantry of the wedding. Hi, Spencer. I've seen you each time you try coming in singing by the dawn's early light. Has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. That's why I haven't acknowledged what you've said.
Yeah, I get off work and they stop selling liquor at 1 a.m. Fuck's sakes, I'm in the wrong fucking state. I could use
Oh
a
yeah,
drink right now.
yeah. Like I said, you'd love Mississippi because we have 24-hour bars and
I
casinos.
I need a drink right now after the day shift. I would get lippy with every fucking buddy. I mean, I would. Oh my god, I did not. I could not even have 5 minutes for a smoke. The nicotine withdrawal kicked in, and everybody became my enemy.
Okay,
Okay, well,
Spencer.
y'all lovely folks have a great rest of the day or evening, night.
You
I
too.
don't know. I don't even know what the fuck time. It's almost 10
Well,
o'clock here. So
it, it
that's all.
it's 2:49 a.m. and it's still night because I haven't gone to bed yet.
Okay.
So have a good one, Tater.
Bye, Tater.
Tim, where are you at?
State wise, Doom.
Oh, me? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm back home in Nebraska.
Nebraska.
I was in Las Vegas, but let's just say a reality check kicked in, so I moved back to my home state. Well, technically, I moved back to my hometown, but yeah,
Understood.
Is
Are
that
you on Central or
mountain
Mountain Time in
time?
Nebraska?
I'm on Central. What was that,
Okay.
Tater?
Oh, Central. Oh, no. Okay, you're on Central. No, I couldn't remember what Nebraska was in. Sorry.
Yeah, me neither. That's why I
We're
asked.
in Central. Yeah, but now I'm back home, and then I'm just like, oh my god, I should have moved back here because the humidity and the heat are both killing me right now, and it's just like,
Yeah. Spencer must live in the mountain time zone because he says it's 1:49 in his area.
I need to move to Alaska. Okay, I'm ready for cold. I'm ready for winter right now.
And where Mandy is in the Netherlands, it's 9:50 there, so it's in the
It's
AM.
9:50, yeah, a.m. So it's yesterday. Or I forgot. Y'all are in a whole another day. I'm still
Yep.
yesterday for y'all. Fuck.
Yep.
Fuck
Yeah,
this
But
living
I
in the
didn't have a
past.
smoke break. I was yelling at everybody. I was even yelling at my manager, and I was yelling at my GM. I was yelling at everybody. I was yelling at customers. I was just like, I don't give two flying fucks. All
that
you
makes
people
sense.
can fucking die.
That makes sense, Spencer.
And my GM going, see, this is why you won't be promoted. And me telling my GM, after all this bullshit, I don't want to be promoted. Fuck you.
Yeah, I know
Jesus,
Mandy.
anger
Because
management a little
9:50, isn't
bit.
that like 9:30?
And this ain't no hate to you, Doom, but you know who you remind me of?
Who?
Flo from what is anyway, Kiss My
Alice.
Grits. Like
Alice,
what?
yeah. Flo from Alice.
Alice, yes. Like what is that show? Alice. Thank you.
Right.
I'm telling you, you remind me of Flo. Like
But I think I'm going to shut it down. We've been live for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I appreciate everybody coming out.
Yeah, the old
And
ass has to go to bed. Isn't that right,
yeah.
Kate?
Yeah, and I got stuff to do tomorrow too.
Oh, maybe that's why it's so hot. You know, you're actually leaving the house for once.
Yep.
y'all have a
Anyway,
good rest of the week.
you too. And like I said, thank you to all our viewers and everybody that came out and the panel and everything. This has been the official ATRL after party for Alphatyler's ATRL music request live that he does on Twitch. I guess we'll see you around.